Everybody gotta go. No one gonna low. Bitch, I'm a frog, hopping through the forest, landing on a rock. I'm boring, smoking on the lily pad. Now you know. Now I am sad. Now I'm crying, and I'm dying. Now you're lying. Now I'm dying. Now we crying. We the frog beach. We the hippity hoppity ribbity roppity ribbity rop. Rabbit.
Can they see what?
Rabbit. No, it's just us.
Oh fuck. Ribbit.
Ribbity rop.
Ribbit.
Ribbity
Ribbit.
ribbity
Ribbit. Ribbit.
Rippity rip. Rippity rippity rip. Ooh. Rippity rop. Rippity rippity rop. Roppity rip. Roppity roppity rip. Welcome to Tentacle Croissant. It's a little empty without the music, man. Roppity rippity rop. Rippity rop. Everybody rippity rop. Everybody in the room, come on. Rippity rippity rop. Ribbity rippity rop. Ribbity ribbity rop. Everybody, come on now. Rippity rippity rop. Alright.
Is that royalty free?
I mean, I fucking hope so. I swear to God, if they pull some shit and then... Because sometimes they label it royalty free.
Please do a rap over that. Please do a ribbity ribbit rap.
You know Snoop Dogg did a rap over the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme?
Did he really?
Yeah, it's fucking awful, but I mean, like, it's exactly the way you would think.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good, man. Yeah, so sometimes they put that stuff out here, say it's copyright free, then you use it in your song and they strike you, so then they get paid off of the fucking thing. So sneaky, bro.
Asshole.
So sneaky. What's going on, guys? It's Facehole XO up in this motherfucker. And this is
your tentacular demon overlord, the mighty squid poking the face hole in the nose holes. Beep, beep.
I feel great.
Pierre, how you feel?
I feel great.
I feel great.
I feel great. Dude, today's been a long ass day, man.
We should explain whilst it's innest the statist. Fuck me.
I said we could push this off till tomorrow. You're like, no, we gotta do it.
I'm with Potent tomorrow.
Yeah, we yesterday was International Margarita Day.
Yes, we went to a bar that we weren't supposed to go to. It's a pretty cool bar called Bar and Books, which is a bar full of old books. We were served by Alfred the Butler from Batman. And he told us, today is International Margarita Day. Do you want to try one? And I thought we'll try one and then move on to something sensible and civilized like gin and tonic. But the margaritas they made were perfect.
They were so good. I had 1.5, about 2. Keep in mind, I haven't been out of my cave for about 5 months. And the closest thing to alcohol that I've put in my mouth is Listerine.
I had 4 because they were delicious. And they're rare. Usually margaritas are shit, and these were perfect. So I had to slurp down 4 greedily. But the thing is with margarita is they have a thing in it called tequila, where the devil lives and dwells.
As the night ended after our short Euphoria moment at the hookah lounge, I went to bed and I felt an onset of a feverish flu, which for most of the day I've been okay until the last hour of us trying to get back from Prague Castle today.
Yeah, it was cold out there.
How depressed did I look?
Oh yeah, Pierre did an impression of a depressed person on the tram back. He just sat there looking like a dystopian bin man from Blade Runner, which is his new fucking look, to be invisible with his.
It works though.
Yeah, it works. Of course, you cover it all. What is the opposite of peacocking? Doorknobbing?
Garbage manning.
Garbage manning. Yeah,
I dress like a garbage man on the streets these days, and it actually works if you don't want to be seen, which was actually
So where to happen to her?
responsibility.
Jiggity-packety-boo.
Jiggity-jiggity-bubbity-boo.
Jiggity-packety-boo. Ribbit.
It's crazy what visual image does. We showed up to the sushi restaurant. I had my garbage man winter coat and hat on. No looks in the room. I take that shit off. Hair's all fluffy with a leather jacket.
Opposite of peacocking.
Oh, hello. Double take, double take, double take,
Opposite.
double take, double
Doorknobbing.
take, double take.
So, when I walked up to meet Pierre today, there was actually a homeless person sat on a bench, slumped in a depressed stance, and for a second I thought that was Pierre.
You didn't tell me that.
No.
I'm offended. How dare you? That's the vibe I'm going for,
This
though.
dude had big boots, all black, and a
Yeah.
big jacket and a hat on. He was slumped like it was actually the posture. Slumped like that. I thought that's Pierre. Pierre's developed a new walk. Pierre walks like this now. He walks like a depressed teenager.
Yeah, like this. With this music.
With his tentacles all floppy. And I'm like, how are you, Pierre? Where do you want to go? I feel great.
We should probably get on a topic pretty soon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What are we
We're
talking
really
about?
tired. We're really
fucking
the point is,
exhausted.
we got very cold. Then we couldn't get back. Then we were on a tram ride, looking depressed, and I looked like a highwayman because I didn't have a fucking mask, so I had to wear a scarf around my head. And then every time I wanted to tighten the scarf, I had to pull it, and I was basically asphyxiating myself.
Your face holding yourself. Damn, son.
It's great. Okay.
So you
topic.
finally saw 20 minutes of Euphoria.
Yes. So, as promised, I promised Pierre last week that I would watch the first episode of Euphoria. I managed to get through 20 minutes of that hot, spicy garbage that had exploded right out of Satan's arsehole onto a screen. My God, that is awful in multiple ways, and it hurt.
Why did it hurt? I would like to hear from the Spartan's mouth. Because I will give it credit, before we roast it to shreds, cinematography is the best part of the entire series. It visually is just fucking a beautiful looking piece, visually.
Yeah, and I can't really give, like, don't take this critique sensibly, because I never watched even an episode. I just saw 20 minutes.
Yeah.
The character setup was incredibly fucking boring for me. Nobody is writing good character setups now. They've just given up. They just go, what's the trite tropes that will just fucking feed people? And that irritates me. But the within this tropish character setup, this super lazy character setup, we're basically shown a gifted and intelligent young lady with a whole raft of mental health issues, all the acronyms like
Yes.
ADHD, HSP.
Did you catch the point where it basically described, or where she was narrating herself? She's like, I grew up in a fairly decent situation. Nothing really went wrong, but I have the blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I got that went into my ears and caused physical pain in my body. And then she just starts taking drugs. Apart from the fact that it was lazily written, the willful, what do you call it? Promotion of just being mentally sick as coolness, and then becoming a drug addict as coolness, with something that is clearly engineered and designed to be for a young audience. I'd guess they're pitching that. It's got an 18 slapped on it, but it's going to be 15, 16-year-olds who lap that up.
Well, I mean, how are you going to put an 18 plus and slap that on while the characters are supposed to be playing 15 to 16 years old?
Makes no sense.
Getting fucking railed from some married man on Grindr, fucking in the pool in front of your friends, cutting your arms, doing cocaine and propane, and all these things, man.
Cocaine, propane, and
You know,
bang,
thanks,
bang.
man.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
But it's glamorized, man. And I don't really use that word lightly, but it really does kind of... I don't know, man. I felt really sick afterwards.
It
And
watches like propaganda.
I think that's kind of what it feels
Yeah,
like.
it feels like I'm being propagandized too. It's like I'm watching raw propaganda that's designed in Yuri Bezmenov's nightmare to destabilize a culture and to demoralize a whole civilization.
Yeah.
Like hyper-normalizing. It happens. I'm not saying it's not real or it doesn't happen, but the way it's shown is just fucking awful, man. It really
Yeah.
sucks ass.
And the thing is, it hits different because I have met people that live that. And they continue to glorify that lifestyle as a notion of self-empowerment, independence, and freedom of movement. And that's like the epitome of ultimate freedom. And this is the consequences of it.
Here's your freedom. The freedom to do what? To be just a decadent, disgraceful, degenerate. And then to just be like, that's normal. Like, you know, we've been disgraceful, degenerate perverts in our day, but neither of us was like, oh, that's a really good thing to tell children to do. I snorted all the cocaine. All of it. Other people's cocaine went inside my nose and skull. For years, I would have fights with people for money, fucked anything with a pulse, unprotected. I wouldn't make that as into a series and be like, hey, let's target this for 15 and 16-year-olds and just be like, this is cool, this is normal. That shit's not normal, that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you were 15 or 16, would you look at that as a PSA for what not to do?
No.
You'd be like, this is fucking awesome.
Okay, I mean, to be fair, when I was 15 or 16, I don't know what effect that would have had because the culture was different then. So I don't really know how people would have taken it. It'd be interesting to go back in time and show that in like 1993 and see what that would do. But already there's a context to this where we're already hyper-normalizing really mentally unhealthy. We're trying to make the fringe the mainstream. And so the mainstream is just not cool anymore. And what matters to teenagers, we discussed this here before, the key thing that matters to adolescents is coolness. They want to be cool. They want to be accepted. So you make this cool, and then I can just sit. I've worked with kids. I know what it's like. Watching stuff like that, the ones who haven't been diagnosed with BPD, HSP, MSNBC, and CNN will be like, oh, I'm not as cool as my friend Cody, who has like, and maybe I should try and get the diagnosis.
We don't have, let's just say, subcultural niches within the youth these days because everybody just plays temporary dress up with each outfit, whether you're goth, a punk, a yoga person or whatever. So it's kind of like a more permanent trend to wear a label. Because the labeling was always around, but before it was like, I'm a goth kid.
Yeah, that was your label.
I'm a football player. I'm a thing. And then we don't have those anymore, but they're still labels in another sense.
Yeah, well, and there were kids around that I would hang around with who did see psychiatrists. And yeah, some of them were diagnosed as BPD. One of my really close friends was diagnosed as schizophrenic and BPD. But it wasn't cool. Like, there was nothing cool about it. Mental health issues is not fucking cool. It shouldn't go there next to your astrology sign, your political beliefs, and your pronouns.
Yeah.
This is who I am, so just so you know about me. Oh, because we haven't had enough of you. We need more of you. Me. This is me. It's just, at what point are we going to say, enough of this wankerish, self-indulgent... It's really, it's the sentimentality that bothers me. Yeah. Like, pity me as much as I pity myself. How about you fucking get your shit together? How about that? Why don't we make entertainment that's about people striving towards an ideal or something?
God damn it, it's just they need to clean their damn rooms before they change the world.
This is why I'm going to continuously bring up this fucking show that went to shit.
Go on.
I haven't streamed since
it's your podcast. Get it off your chest.
Bro, I'm going to be that person you just described. I'm further than demoralized. This show, Walking Dead, was violent, but it was for a purpose of bringing the deepest, most resilient parts of humanity and community to bond each other to survive the depths of the undead, brain-eaten zombies. And then it stopped because after season 8, deaf people have a high chance of survival in the zombie apocalypse. 80% of the characters are LGBT or in an interracial relationship.
There's not that many heterosexual relationships left, but the ones that are, they're interracial.
All the straight white men are killed off or emasculated. And there, again, is no main character.
Because if there's a main character, that's a hierarchy, which is patriarchal.
Yes.
So we have to socialize everything.
Yes. And let's have the most masculine, unapologetic character make out with a corpse because Euphoria.
Because Euphoria. It's when the message trumps the entertainment. I think that's the point at which we say, okay, that's enough. Tell me a fucking story. It's not your job to politically indoctrinate me with your fucking horse shit. Entertain me. And start downvoting this stuff. Start saying it's shit. Start boycotting this fucking garbage. Have ethnic minorities be lead characters, have interracial, whatever you want, but that shouldn't supersede the story. And in the context that you're talking about, this is the zombie apocalypse taking place in South Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now we're 10 years into the apocalypse, and all the straight white men who've been playing with guns and hunting for life are dead.
Yes.
None of them survive. It's like, look, guys, science, like statistics, it's just not fucking likely. It's not likely that your oppression will save you in an apocalypse. Probably the skills relevant to the scenario would be... Sorry.
I watch these things to have a parallel, believable reality that I get a deeper meaning in. The real life nonsense breaks the suspension of belief or
disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief. Yeah. It brings me back into the political structure of what reality is when I'm trying to watch a thing that is anti-political.
I'm trying to get entertained, not fucking indoctrinated.
Why, man? It was...
I tell you, here's a question. Let me ask this with my dumb white face.
Uh-huh.
Is there a TV show or a movie where you had a character that's somewhere in the oppression Olympics, but they're just legitimately capable because of some fucking reason? Like, they're just so...
Well, the way that it should be done is exactly how the first 4 seasons of Walking Dead.
Right.
You had black characters,
Yeah,
you had an Asian character.
You had gay characters.
Yeah, there was a gay character. But it didn't get in the way, and it was like, open the curtain! Women, minority, LGBT, gay, no, white man, chopped and pee-pee.
That's right. So in this same show, actually, there was that.
Yeah.
And they
did it really good at the beginning.
The gay couple, like one of the guys in the gay couple, he goes out on hunts and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he actually smashes zombies' heads in.
Yeah.
He's tough.
Yeah.
Which is what the situation... He's not saved by his gayness.
Right.
He's saved by the fact he's tough.
It's not like...
Who's the girl with the samurai sword?
Michonne.
Yeah, she's saved by the fact she's fucking hard as fuck.
Yeah, and then Glenn is also, and then this.
Yeah.
They just happen to be a certain background. It's not so fucking in your face. So that broke my heart. I thought a zombie apocalypse would be untouched by this.
It's everywhere.
So
Pierre, how you feel?
So I'm going back on my main channel, guys.
Oh, here we go. The return of the P. Here it is.
I'm going back on my main channel, visibly slicing zombie heads and expressing my ennui and indifference towards everything happening. I want to make a nothing content.
Facehole.
I want to make facehole content.
Face.
Because I have nothing left. I thought I can escape this whole thing by watching shows.
There's no escape. There's no escape. Poor P. Poor Pee-Pee. Poor Papa Pee-Pee. Poor Papa Pee-Pee.
So where do we go from here?
You have to face the demons. Face them down. Join the fight.
The fight.
Yeah. What is the fight?
What is the fight? Fight for what?
Fight for what? Everything good has been done and turned into theme parks. It's over, man. Swag.
I mean, when you scroll through TikTok and social media, do you have like a reaction to things that you see, like, or is it just more of a malaise? Like,
I'm not depressed. Do you feel like any joy in life? Yes. I'm not depressed. He depressed.
he. Yeah, I guess that will alter my perception a bit.
Once it breaks, but the only way out is through. Courage. For what? Man?
Exactly. For what, bro?
Ooh.
But it needs to be done. I feel like I've been hiding for way too long. I don't even know what necessarily I'm hiding, but I've been hiding. And I don't like hiding no more. Because it's pretty fucking shitty, too.
After you get hurt, you hide, right? People hide after they get hurt. If you were hurt for being visible and for being extroverted and vulnerable and out there, the PP will shrink, man.
Do you think it's a viable business option to be an anti-influencer?
Don't you follow an anti-influencer? Who's that?
Do I?
Yeah, there's a guy you've sent me some videos from, and he does like fake red pill content, but it's ironic.
Oh, Sam Hyde. Yeah,
He's
he's kind of anti-influencer.
He's an anti-influencer.
Yeah, he's pretty abrasive. Yeah.
You could do shit like that. The thing is, whatever it is, you've just and this is advice I have for everybody. You just have to tell the truth. You have to tell the truth. Clean your room.
But why? Why can't we just not?
Because that's what's inside of you.
Why can't you just like do something else instead?
Because that's not you just being you. Just be you.
Just be you.
You have to be you.
Okay, well, enough about me because I'm a black hole of energy. What have you been up to, and what are your views on everything in Prague so far, and just life in general?
I'm very, very happy to be back in Prague. Annoyingly happy. Joy in the sunlight. Today there was clear skies. There are clear skies here in the Czech Republic that we don't seem to get in the UK. You get kind of clear skies. This is like bright blue, piercing sun, clear skies. It's fucking great. What a beautiful city. Fantastic. Finished the work for the documentary last week, which is good. Haven't done my work for the editors, which is bad. If anybody's watching this and you're even vaguely famous, can you please contact me, helpdesk@spartanlifecoach.info, because the publishers have told me that I need to contact famous people and get them to write blurbs for my book.
Really? Hello? I'm so famous? Facehole famous.
Has my work ever helped you, or has being with me just made you a depressed nihilist? I'm not the only person who's asking this question. You started hanging out with me. Yeah, pandemic, but you know.
Well, no, I mean, my own fucking thing made me nihilistic, not you.
And some of the stuff helped when you were getting over an abusive relationship, right?
Well, that's how I found you.
Oh.
So it did help.
Okay, well then if it helped, then yeah, you could write a blurb for the book. They'd be happy with that.
So then there you go.
Yeah, I forget that you ever watched.
My problem, I don't even talk about my fucking problem no more. That's all I bring up.
We know.
We went boxing the other day.
That was good.
I bonked Richard in the head a few times.
And in the nose.
How'd it feel?
Nice. Real nice. Yeah, we did some light sparring. It's very fun. I highly recommend it, but you should do it lightly.
How many calories did you burn?
So I arrived before Pierre and I wanted to warm up. So I did I was at half an hour of doing traps and clean and press. So it was already pretty warm. And then I thought we'd do about 40 minutes in the boxing room. So we went into the boxing room, warmed up in there. And I started my heart rate monitor again just to keep a track of what I'd covered. We worked out for 2 fucking hours on boxing. And I did 1,000 calories. And I've woke up the next day feeling like fucking dog shit. I was like, my back is fucking killing me, love.
Dude, the amount of activity that I've done in the last 4 days has been more than I've probably done in fucking 4 months, man.
It's my positive influence.
Yes.
Put tequila in you, drag you around, make you go boxing. Well, Pierre did really good on the boxing. If you want to see it, it's on our Instagram stories. I'll repost that. He was working off a Philly shell. First time sparring. This is the very, very first time sparring. And he wanted to do Philly shell. So we were working defences and counter punching off a Philly shell. He did really, really good.
Hit your face hole with that.
Yeah. He smacked me right. He smacked me right in the face hole a few times.
Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Bonk.
All right, so back to Euphoria.
Oh. God. We shouldn't be celebrating mental illness and depravity.
Why do you think it celebrates it as opposed to do the opposite? Why do you think the tone of that implies that it's celebrating it?
I think there's a heavy implication that this is what's cool and what's acceptable. And I think when you make content like that for an impressionable audience, inevitably you're going to have an impact on them. And I would just say to the show creators, do you think this is going to have a fucking positive impact on teenagers? Do you even fucking care, you psychopaths, what this is doing? I haven't seen the scene that Pierre's talking about where a middle-aged married man apparently roughly sodomizes a 16-year-old trans girl. Like
you see the man's pee-pee too.
You see his, and do you?
Let me turn off the heater real quick.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Do you actually see them? Are they in shot and go at it?
Yeah, like
so it's pretty graphic.
Yeah, like you see both bodies on the bed.
Yeah,
and like red face pounding.
Okay, so why? Like, what the fuck? What good is that? Like, I don't get that. So if you're showing like a historical drama, say like Last of the Mohicans is a good movie. I really like Last of the Mohicans. There's some quite strong violence in Last of the Mohicans, but it's historically accurate to what happened at the time, and it's relevant. Like it's a fair portrayal of what happens or what happened in those times. And some of it, like when it's really graphic, they just cut away or you don't really see it. Did you ever watch Last of the Mohicans?
No.
It's a good movie. Everybody should watch that. It's a really, really good movie. But, you know, you see scenes where, like, people trade... This is not a plot spoiler. Like, this is just what happened in those times. Where people trade their lives for other people's lives, knowing they'll be tortured to death, knowing that they're going to be slow burnt alive. So we see a guy who's made a sacrifice of himself going to be slow burnt alive, but you don't actually see, like, his skin bubble or anything. It's just... It's a cleverly shot thing where you know it's really, really fucked up what's happening to him, but you don't have to... You as the audience member don't need to go through the trauma of actually living that moment, which they did weirdly in Game of Thrones. They burnt that girl. I was like, I turned off after that. I was like, fuck you guys. Like, what is this? Yeah. There's like shock factor for the sake of being shocking is the definition of pornography. It means it's for its own sake. It's just for the fucking reaction of it. And I would just say to the show creators, like, what are we doing here? What is the fucking point of this? I've only watched 20 minutes of the first episode.
It's more and more of that.
I felt sick, man.
No, I actually felt a bit nauseous, and I kind of had some flashbacks or something, but I think the show scared me into social conservatism.
That's the show that did it.
Yeah, that's the show and the lifestyle. I'm so severely traumatized that if I see any individual that hints at that lifestyle, I'm like, where's my suit jacket? I'm going to Peterson my way out of here.
You need an ideal to work towards, goddammit, an archetype.
It's to me, like watching that just made me think, okay, there is a culture war. I've popped my head over the parapet a few times in this culture war, but it's not between good and evil or right and wrong. I would say now it's between sanity and insanity, and that is just insanity. That is just, to normalize that is just fucking crazy.
Well, okay, has anybody here, first of all, I don't know if anybody here has really seen Euphoria, but have you actually met a young person that would be straight out of Euphoria? I can say that I have. And it hits very different when you see it in person, especially over a span of a period of years as well. So one thing is watching it for the drama and whatever, but then when you see this stuff applied and the repercussions that come with it, the cultural degradation that comes with it, that leads to artistic degradation and social degradation, I'm sounding like a fucking preacher, and I might have to go that route because this is not the way that I don't think I will ever want to live again.
Like we have like a collection of people who would be considered like creative, artistic types who are traditionally very, very socially liberal, and now even very open, very artistic, very socially liberal types are saying, hang on a fucking second, like maybe there should be. Well, we never didn't say there should be some boundaries. Like it was always implied that there should be some boundaries, and those implicit boundaries are now being infringed on. And you just kind of think, well, maybe it's time to like push back against this, or just say something and be like, hey, this isn't a fucking great idea. Or if you're gonna do this, explain why you're doing it, and have something in the same show that counterbalances it. I watch stuff like that, and I think I used to work with troubled teens. I worked with them for 5 years, and I'm telling you now, from a position of reasonable authority, of first-hand experience, that will make teenagers sicker. That absolutely will make, not all, but a certain type of adolescent will make them sicker. Because they'll think, this is what cool is. Never, when you're talking teenagers, never underestimate the power of cool. It's the most important thing to them. Like, social status is everything. And this show implies that this stuff is cool. Maybe I also want to be the funny, cocky, super intelligent but damaged girl with a raft of fucking mental health issues who's addicted to drugs. Maybe I also want to be like that. And I just think, fucking hell, guys, are we just gonna go like wade in our own psychological poo-poo now?
Yeah.
Just getting dirty. Let's just go through the human sewage.
Well, I mean, there is social reward that comes with taking that position or aspiring to take that position. There's the social currency, especially if you're younger, to be there.
Yeah.
In general, and I can definitely see the influence of that. And it's just not good, man. I'm getting fucking old or something.
No, it's a real problem. Do you have a grey hair?
Of course I do. I have 10.
I can see one right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Euphoria did. Mm-hmm. Look at what you monsters did. Mm-hmm. No, I think there's a you're always going to feel a little bit bad being like, fucking hell, this is a bit strong. And you don't want to be a hypocrite, because I did worse things, but I wouldn't, and I never promoted that to kids. I never went into a classroom full of kids and was like, oh yeah, he was a fucking cocaine addict who smashed people's heads in. It wasn't that cool. I'd just be like, no, I was a fucking idiot. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't do what I did, because it's a fucking stupid thing. And only two things will happen. Either I was going to get shot or battered by somebody harder than me, and I'm so lucky that I didn't end up getting shot, or I'd go to jail and get bombed, which I don't want.
Yeah. I had a point. What was my point? I'm losing my memory as well, bro.
There is no point anymore,
this
man.
Fucking malaise, dude. Oh, I think it hits me at a very personal level, because this type of thing has just infiltrated, and it's synonymous with anything creative or artistic. Sorry, people that are more conservative leaning have terrible taste in art. I said it. So if you want to like be a creative, or you want to indulge yourself in even enjoying this stuff, you have to be like way far on this end of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
And it's ruined it for me. I actually don't want to fucking create shit. I don't want to like even indulge in it. I don't even like it anymore.
You don't want to feed the beast.
I don't want to feed the beast, and this, oh, maybe we should get in this like relentless confidence building for no reason.
Oh yeah.
I feel guilty for that. Like, just be you, be confident. You should, just because. Then yeah.
Pierre brought this up today, and I was when we were traveling into Prague to the place, because we went up by where were we? The palace, the castle, Prague Castle, beautiful, amazing. And he said he mentioned this thing again of like blowing up people's confidence for no reason. And I said, I've never talked about that, but I should do. I should talk about that a little bit more. That totally boundaryless confidence pumping that goes on, as though just giving raw confidence to people, not for anything, not for a skill, or because they learned something or they developed something, or no, you just give them confidence to do what? To be.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yes. Yeah, like, and then when you see it in person, again, it hits differently. Like, one of my friends are taking a Korean class, and then in the Korean class, who would take the Korean class, of course? A K-pop fan. All right, nothing wrong with enjoying K-pop, but then it's like the stereotypical image 30-year-old girl, 30-year-old woman, colored hair, piercings, tattoos, and just interrupts everyone. Can't wait to share her Korean knowledge of Yin Yang Poop and Kim Jong and whoever the fuck, and just interrupt the whole person. And like, if there's a question being asked, just cut everybody off. You know why? Because these people build your confidence. He's confident.
He's way too confident.
He's confidence, you know? And like this idea, like I can't just empower. I don't want to empower or help and make people feel good, because obviously I think there's enough of this test sample of time to see what happens if you just build the confidence with nothing, unearned, ungrounded.
Ungrounded, boundaryless confidence is not good. Like, confidence for what? We're not children. You might do that with children. Like, if they're very young, maybe under the age of 6, you just build their confidence because. But we are not children. We shouldn't be rewarded. You shouldn't be applauding people for doing basic shit. You don't it's like Chris Rock when he was talking about when somebody is proud of the fact that they pay child support or they look after their family. And he's like, you don't get applauded for doing shit that you're supposed to do, you dumb fuck. You're supposed to do that. But they'll show up and be like, yeah, I take care of my kids, or I pay my child support, as you're supposed to do. There's nothing special about that. And we're convincing people that the most average shit that they do is special, and that they're brave and clever for doing it. What fucking good does that do the world? It might do good to the individual. This is the problem with becoming so fucking rigidly individualistic. It does good to the individual, as in it makes them feel good, which actually isn't doing them good. But to the rest of civilization, a civilization built up of individuals who are overconfident and completely overpumped in terms of their own entitlement, in terms of who they are and what they can offer, is a shit civilization. That's just not, it's not sane. It's not actually, we're not all brilliant. We're not all really funny. We're not all great musicians. We're not all going to be fucking brain surgeons. We're not all good carpenters. Like, this is crazy. I can't even believe, like, we're living a time where you have to say that. You actually have to say we're not all excellent at every single fucking thing. Most of us, if we're lucky, we get one or two things where if we graft like fuck, we can get above average in, and maybe some of us will excel if we have the natural inclination and the work ethic. One or two things in an entire lifetime, and that's it.
Yeah, and isn't it just a little more slightly cruel to convince someone who's absolutely shit at something that they're the best and just keep going? Because you're the best at it, even though you're not.
It's gaslighting.
It's gaslighting, and it sets the person up for more abuse later on.
Yeah. Because they're going to be an abrasive, overconfident, bullying twat, like the woman you described in this class. Completely animus possessed. She probably thinks she's confident. Her self-perception is, I'm confident, I'm self-assertive, and I say what's on my mind.
Yes.
And that's my right. Okay, but for the rest of us, you're a bullying, abrasive arsehole. And you're also in a classroom with eight other people, some of whom are introverts, some of whom are highly sensitive, some of whom are socially anxious. And they're not, I'm not going to say that you're traumatizing them, but they're not enjoying what you're fucking doing with your big stupid face, boldly, brazenly cutting people off and talking over them and finishing their fucking sentences. It's not cool, man.
But it's empowering.
It's empowering. Self-esteem and self-confidence for the roof. For what? For what? You suck. You fucking stink. You suck. The work you do stinks. The shit you produce stinks. Your breath stinks. Go home. Fuck you. Have a bath.
You know,
I'm going to be the self-esteem coach from now on. Your breath stinks. Get home and have a bath. You fucking minging. And you knock me sick. You dirty little cunt. He wants me to talk more Scouse, so I will.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the very thing that like has prevented me from like going back into this YouTube game, because it's like it's either you have a choice of self-affirming people on their beliefs already or build their confidence or whatever the fuck, and both of those situations just don't seem morally aligned in this current time in the culture.
It's really, really hard to blow up without pandering.
Yeah.
Like, you have to forget the idea of blowing up. You'll have a small but strong following, but you'll never blow up like this.
Yeah.
The amount of ass kissing that most YouTube influencers do to their audience. Russell Brand. Sorry, what? What did you say?
Hello, you wonderful people, you 5 million wonderful awakening people. Welcome today. We're enlightened today, aren't we? You wonderful 5 million spiritual beings. Wonderful 5 million.
Fucking hell. Grow up, man. Grow the fuck up. The fuck?
So how many bridges you gonna burn today?
Fuck it, it's the end.
We've had a long talk, especially with my current circumstance on social media and everything. And like, if I were to go back on my main channel and posting and being an influencer, it wouldn't even be for the sake of building a platform. I feel for the last amount of a year and a half, just suppressing my actual ideas and bits of who I am because of the potential ostracization, harassment, and insults for things that I don't even think ask for it. And living like this for the last year straight, trying to find another fucking way out has been fucking miserable, bro. So, that being said, if I were to go back, man, I couldn't do that.
No, you can't.
I would literally go onto my own shit insulting everyone.
So go.
But it wouldn't even be intentionally insulting them. They would take it as
it's not that. It's not my fucking fault.
You know,
we live in a culture of hypersensitive fucking weenies.
Dude, people pleasing is like baseline. Dude, people like hyper people pleasing.
Hyper people
like,
pleasing.
if you want to have a fucking platform, it's like up here, and anything below that is like not normal.
Yes.
So it makes me feel fucking crazy, dude.
It is
makes
crazy.
me feel like I'm insulting and like shitting on people, but it's really not.
No, only because of their narcissistic fucking hypersensitive self-image. So you say to people like, you don't, for example, like I have to say to people who tell me I don't understand narcissistic abuse, and I'm like, actually, I probably understand it better than you. Here's what it is. They're offended. Why? You made a mistake. You don't just get to make shit up. Well, I think it means Doesn't matter what you fucking think it means. It has a meaning that we collectively agree on. That's how it works. That's how a civilization works. That's how we move forward. If we all have to go by everybody's individual meaning, we'll ruin language and we won't be able to talk, because I'd have to give you my individual lexicon. These are what my words mean. Read them. And then he's going to go, here's what my words mean. Read them. And we'll just sit there going, if I want to talk to you, I have to learn your language and you have to learn my stupid... No. We have a collective language that we agree upon. For the love of Christ, you can have arguments about it, you can discuss it, you can debate it, but you can't just say, no, I choose that this is the meaning of the word and it's mine and I'm going to enforce that on everybody. That's insane.
It's such a double bind, a catch-22, the digital structure of having a platform. When I say this, it's not pertaining to just like top of the line influencers and famous people. I'm talking about like anybody who actually can even engage in online content. If you have an Instagram, you have a platform. If you're commenting here, you have a platform. If you have a Facebook, you have a platform. And there's like an intrinsic structure of people pleasing beyond belief in order to operate functionally here. Mm. And now that I just really don't want to fucking do it, I've realized like the set standard of falsehood of how much people pleasing is required in order to maintain something online.
Yeah, you have to pander. YouTube rewards panderers. Instagram, Facebook. You got to get on and be like, hello, you wonderful. Yeah, but you're wonderful. Your opinion matters and you're right about everything. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
And you know what? I probably would be like that still, if they don't all fucking turn on you the moment you divert a little bit to the right or the left, just a little bit.
Yeah.
If people were actually consistent, or I don't know, accepting, literally accepting, not just because I'm an echo.
Echo chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what the social media have trained people to do now. So they look at you and you're a service. You just echo what I say. Echo is like the purest form of codependency. Did I talk to you about this? No, I did this for the documentary. You know, Narcissus there's another character in the story of Narcissus. It's an echo called Nymph. A nymph called Echo. Fucking hell, my brain. And she can only echo what other people have said because she was cursed by Juno, the queen of the gods, to take her voice away because she was talkative. So Echo has no voice, this nymph, and she falls in love with Narcissus, and they're in a dyad. So Echo is the ultimate form, I claim, in the book that I'm going to release eventually, is the ultimate form of codependency. I call it echo codependency. So what you're saying about echoing what they say, that's being forced into codependency. Yes. That's mental slavery.
Yes.
Say what we want you to fucking say, like a hand puppet with their hands up your arsehole, or fucking else.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It creeps up on you. I'm like, all right, gay people should be gay people, and no one should fucking do anything bad to them. If you are a certain race, you should be equal with every other race, because that's how it should. And then it starts creeping up. Did you hear about this, like, person of a blah, 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 blah getting attacked? You should post about it. Okay, sure, I should post about it. Okay, but did you hear what happened in this country? There was, like, a surplus of assholes that farted too much. You should post about it. And then the pressure is like, wait, why didn't you post all of the farting booty holes?
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch. You're not echoing what I want you to echo. I thought you were with me.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
And then that was multiplied by hundreds, if not thousands of times.
Yeah.
And then psychologically, you're at this positioning where it's very, very hard to just not do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure. You have to resist. You have to resist the pressure to conform. But I haven't got a problem with that because I'm more of an arsehole than you are.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting there.
Pierre's an arsehole training.
Look what you did.
I'm going to train him to be a fucking arsehole.
Look what you did. This is your fault.
I'm not sorry. I'm not taking it back. I'm going to make him a bad man. And he'll just say whatever he wants to say. And fuck you if you can't take it. And really, seriously, fuck you. I hope it hurts your soul. Because if you're so fucking sensitive that somebody you don't know on YouTube saying something is going to ruin your day, you have other problems, man. Other fucking problems. Let's just let people fucking talk. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. When I come back, I will basically be delivering monologues while violently stabbing and impaling and decapitating zombie heads. Like, in real time, I will be delivering commentary while visibly, bloodily injecting knives into zombie ears. You know why? Because if you can't take it, then go away.
It's good. I like that.
There's no more of this, like, fluff. I've been fluffing it up too fucking much.
Too much fluff. You don't want to be a fluff girl.
I don't want to be fluff no more. Fluff boy, fluff girl.
Boy, fluff girl.
Dude, it...
Just sucking on pee-pees.
Yeah, you fluff so much you can't even see your own head no more.
No more fluffing. No more fluff. It's really sick. It's made people so sick. And it's made our society so sick. And we're so weak now. We are so weak because we've just been jerking each other off for decades. And nobody says no. And you know what else is bad about this? It goes into everything. Things just start to suck. And nobody says anything. Not everything. Like, there are people with standards. There are companies who have standards. Absolutely. There are creatives who have standards. But generally speaking, things just suck. And people don't say anything. They just go, yeah, it's, well... And my suspicion is, in a system where things suck and nobody says anything, it's because they don't want to be called out because they also suck. So you just have systems of interlocking webs of people who don't call each other out because they all suck.
Yeah.
And so the good thing to do is just be really accepting and be like, yeah, this hotel is amazing or this food is great, but I'm shit at work, so I don't want to call you out for it because I don't want to be called out.
Egalitarian mediocrity.
Pierre, that's 100% what I'm talking about. Egalitarian mediocrity.
Because if anybody shows a bit of success or mastery over a craft or maybe a slight bit of more competence, that person deserves to be carried down, to be brought down with the rest of the mediocrity.
Yeah, which is this is toxic yin in action. Make everything flat, because everything that is up or bigger or better or stronger is a narcissistic injury, and everything should be flat. Everything should be flattened. We should all be absolutely equal. You know, the only time we're going to achieve absolute, beautiful Marxist equality is when we're all fucking dead. And then we're all absolutely 0, 0, 0, 0, perfectly mathematically equal. The frustration I feel about this is it's so fucking obvious to me. I can't see why other people are going along with it. I'm like, why is everybody else cool with this? How the fuck is everybody else cool with this? This is not going anywhere good. Like, this way of doing things cannot take a culture in a good direction.
Yes. And that's why, if we were talking right now with zombie heads being violently smashed behind us,
yes,
the types that would be like, they wouldn't be chupapi muñaño, because they would be like, oh my god, and they would be gone, which is exactly what I would like to do from now on.
It's a good filter. You got to filter. I filter just by being abrasive.
Yeah.
And I've been told recently, like, oh, your style is very abrasive. And I'm like, where I'm from, the town I'm from, the culture I'm from, I am an absolute fucking pussycat. This is not... I can be abrasive. Abrasive would be me telling the truth and just grabbing people and saying, all your questions is bullshit. You're a child. You're a child in an adult body and you want everything all your own fucking way. The end. That's abrasive. I'm not abrasive. I just say to people when they chat shit, I just say to them with a smile, politely, and a sense of humour, how do you know that that's true? But like you said, the levels change. So that's considered abrasive. Because I'm not like, oh, God, just let me fucking indulge whatever the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bit abrasive, that. Well, okay, then I guess I'm a little fucking abrasive.
It's amazing how a medium that was supposed to be a space outside of reality, that had a kind of a boundarylessness, freedom to expression and speech, became 10 times more restrictive than actual real life.
100%. It is weird.
It's really weird, man.
And what's weird is you fuckers watching us here. We don't have a large following, but we have, see this, like the number of followers, it's consistent. And I was saying to Pierre, I think a lot of the people who've stuck with us, because it's got a particular flavour, there's a tentacle on a croissant wood. I said to Pierre, I think it's because people are on this pretty much on the same page. So even though they might consider themselves to be left or liberal or Democrat or whatever, they're also or open or creative or that type. They're also the people who are going, yeah, I am that type, and these are my concerns. I am bothered about issues of social justice and fairness, whatever else, but don't want to cut children's cocks off. Can we edit that?
Nope.
Shit's live.
Yeah.
Or their clits.
Yeah.
Just stay away from children's genitals.
Yeah, man.
Baseline.
I mean, I've suppressed so much this last fucking year, thinking I could just U-turn out. U-turn would be going back the same way. Left turn out, right turn out, turn out.
No, U-turn would be going back the way.
Yeah, I would. I'm trying to take left and right turns out of this thing. But like, even the smallest things. If I'm fucking furious about something, even that is outside of the people pleaser standard. Like, you are not allowed to express anger.
No, they get triggered. They'll get triggered. Not these people here, because they're used to us fucking ranting like lunatics for months. But on normal social media, normal YouTube, people have a shit fit.
Yeah.
You have. Why are you angry?
You have to like put the anger. Like, why do I have to fucking put the anger away?
Well, because I just for me.
Why?
Because for me.
Why?
Because for me.
It's not about you. It's about me.
Yeah. You literally just told just be you and express yourself in the same breath.
Yeah. Just be you, but exactly the way I fucking want you to be, and that doesn't include anger.
Because for me, I just don't like anger.
Yeah.
But just be you.
But like, what is detrimental about anger if it doesn't involve actually smacking a motherfucker in the eye? Which I will be doing that to zombies, but
what's detrimental? It's only how it affects people's feelings. That's it. The hypersensitivity and the self-indulgence and the solipsism is at an insane level.
Yes.
So for me to hear somebody express themselves passionately with righteous indignation, it's just a trigger for me.
And it's not even aimed at you.
No, it's not.
I'm aiming it at the fucking fact that The Walking Dead became The Woking Dead.
The Woking Dead.
And if I express anger
That's
towards
pretty
this
good.
cloud,
The Woking Dead.
it's like you shouldn't be.
Yeah. You just shouldn't. Because for me.
Because
Be angry, but less. Quietly. Chakras. Just be you. Within this really fucking narrow paradigm. That's ideology. That is ideology today. Sells you on something. Pushes you towards something. Keeps you in a narrow paradigm. You can think anything within these four walls. You can say anything within this very tight bandwidth of space. And then you have to come to the right conclusions, or else. Ribbit.
Froggy, froggy, frog, frog, froggy, frog.
Ribbity, ribbity, roo.
Froggy, frog, frog, froggy, frog.
I'm gonna lose so many fucking followers, dude.
Just do it.
I know.
Just fucking do it.
I've tried everything else, and nothing's working.
Nothing's
bro.
going to break this depression other than you taking back your that's your psychological space. You built it.
Yeah.
They have no fucking right to be there. Get in there and start smashing heads psychologically, psychically, on the psychic plane. Fight the demons of the apocalypse.
Any questions, y'all?
Let's take some questions.
Dude, I fucking hope I didn't catch something, man.
I'm sat right next to you. I fucking hope you didn't. Hey, do you guys know I got a positive PCR test and then I took another one 12 hours later and it was negative because that's how reliable they are.
Quantum Covid, man.
Schrodinger's corona. What game are you playing, says Ben K.
What game? Oh, what game am I? Oh, I'm playing Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Turned on infinite stamina. Just fucking throwing katanas, baseball bats, and knives all up into zombie domes, bro.
I haven't played a computer game in a long time.
Yeah.
I miss it.
It's fun, man.
I miss Call of Duty Zombies.
It's a good time, bro.
Ever consider a master's in philosophy, Pierre?
No, I'm a college dropout.
What's your favourite takeaway food, Pierre? Pierre. Big Pierre.
Sushi count?
Yeah. You
Can that take out?
Yeah, you can.
I saw a TikTok today that some college kid ate leftovers from some other kid, got a crazy ass disease, and had to amputate his legs and his fingers off.
From eating
Leftovers of someone else.
shit. Man.
Apparently, the guy who had originally had the low main, he had some like bacteria that the other guy wasn't vaccinated for,
Shit.
and he just fucking got his like fucking shit chopped off. And shit was crazy.
If the food's done, throw it in the bin. Throw it in the fucking bin.
I poopy on it.
And then poopy on it.
Yeah, it got that gangrene, bro.
Polar asks, Pierre, are you a sniz lord?
What is a sniz, bro?
Please make a dinner cooking show. I can make a really nice steak with vegetables.
So how the heck do we get back to actual individuality from this ultra individualistic, no self-echoing collectivism?
What was that? Sorry. I actually tuned out there for a second. How do we get back to actual individuality from this ultra individualistic, no self-echoing collectivism? We all have to grow up. We just all have to grow up. Every individual has to do their part and they have to grow up. And where you see this shit happening, you have to push back. I don't like confrontation. I like to just live and let people do what they want. But like we just can't afford to anymore.
Yeah,
We
just
can't afford
to clarify, if I could actually find something else that I can do peacefully, the whole thing was that I didn't want to incorporate fighting and drama and continuing that cycle by being on the internet further. So I tried finding something else that's peaceful, but it did not provide me any peace whatsoever. So then the next option is, well, I guess you just got to fucking deal with it, which is now what I'm going to do.
I have to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Your thoughts on the upcoming Lord of the Rings shit show? I won't watch it. You don't watch it. Nobody watch it. Nobody talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't watch it. Just let it be. They will learn. These corporations will learn when we stop feeding them. When they stop making a profit from our indignation or our curiosity. I really regret going to the cinema to watch the last round of Star Wars movies. I did that out of curiosity. I shouldn't have gone. And nobody should have gone. And nobody should have written critical reviews of it or made videos about it. It should just be a silent fart that disappears in a strong wind. Yoba's got that crazy hair. Like a Kanye tweet. I thought you were going to start singing, "Who will buy this wonderful morning?"
I don't know that.
No. You know me, I love my musicals. Did you guys watch the Tinder Swindly?
Tinder Swindle? I
Schwindly,
saw it.
Tindley?
I thought it was not funny. It was very engaging. Pierre, so what's the actual problem? The poisonous IV drip, that is this restrictive cultural ideology that minimizes true self-expression and freedom of speech. That's pretty good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It was coherent. Holder says, tyranny falls when the population turns away. The Palmers watched the Tindler Schwindly. Schwindly Dindley. Those poor girls. Those poor girls. They just wanted a billionaire, Pierre. They just wanted love on a jet.
Me too.
They just wanted that Gucci and that Prada affection, baby. A hug feels better in Prada, I will admit that.
She take my money.
And I'm in need.
Pierre, thank you for mentioning The Woking Dead. My midlife age made me think I was Archie Bunker intolerant of all the changes. Well, you're asking a minority here. Well, not minority in that, like a. see what they do?
See what they did?
They just taint like the words, whatever.
I love the word taint.
I don't know. I hate it now. They literally ruined my favorite show. So.
Who did? Who's they? Who is they? The woke. The agenda. The message.
But it's just like people just don't like change, and you don't like change, and that's why you're uncomfortable with it.
You just don't like seeing empowered 6-year-old girls with high caliber pistols that can shoot people from 10 meters
away. I will
away.
spoil one situation in the fucking show because it's so fucking ridiculous. I probably could not fire this shit with one hand.
You should go to the range and do this.
Yeah, I've never fired a fucking gun, and I'm aware of the recoil and fucking power some of these things have, especially this particular model here.
The 357 fucking hurts.
This would fucking rip off my goddamn wrist.
It's a two-hander. And it still kicks like a fuck.
So one of the fucking episodes, you have a tribe of 3 women, 1 deaf, because being deaf is an advantage in the zombie apocalypse, right? They're surrounded by zombies. 8 of them get shot in the fucking head, the zombies. 8 of them get shot in the head, even though these carry 6. Whatever, doesn't matter. 8 of them get shot in the fucking head, and they're running out of the pathway that's cleared. And then, who's the one that saved them all and shot all those zombies in the fucking head? A 6-year-old girl.
Guess what's your name?
It's literally, you can see the weight dangling her limp wrist, putting it in the holster.
From a prop gun. She can't even hold a prop gun. Because she's a kid. Like, there's just no way. There's just no fucking way.
Just headshot with the 350.
It's just the show.
Yeah, but you know, it was a little believable at a certain point.
Yeah, if it's just a show, why doesn't she just fart at the zombies and their heads explode in fucking rainbow glitter then? It's just a show. Let's just let everything be anything. And anything is everything and everything is nothing. Okay. The show should just be Pierre shitting on your face. out of the
face hole.
Of the face
hole.
This is the show now. Welcome to The Walking Dead. And it's just Pierre like, take that. Everybody's really angry. You just go, what? He's just being him. This is the show now. We can do anything. Because you can do anything and there's no rules. It's patriarchal to put rules. You know what's patriarchal? Reality is patriarchal. Limitations are patriarchal. and they're oppressive. She take my money, beep bap ba doo doo doo. I'm reading a book called Shards of Earth. To the person who asked me what book I'm reading right now, it's a new sci-fi book. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Pierre, do an impression of a really super fucking depressed person.
Ready?
Look how good he is. He's really good at this. He's super good at this game.
They took everything from me.
Stacey said, did you start a YouTube called Richard Grannon Clips? Yes, that's being run by Max, the Russian editor. Richard, did you do that vid with Sam Backman yet? Yes, I did, on Silent Storms. It's done. The editor is actually ready to upload it to my channel, but I haven't given him access yet, so it's me that's causing that delay. We'll do it tomorrow, and then we'll release it the day after. Anyone know what a fluffer is, besides Richard?
What the hell is that?
There was a question down there by non-name.
I don't know what the fluff means.
Neither do I.
Anymore?
Do a sophisticated fart. Jesus Christ almighty. Is that from the coffee?
Dude, it's for the... I don't know, man. It's like everything. I feel so terrible. I hope I'm not sick, bro. God damn.
Any more questions and then we'll finish? Michael Mahoney says it's Te lady on the porno set that fluffs the winkies.
Wow.
Did you not know about that?
Such poetic language.
You never worked on a porno set before?
I am the porno set.
My soul is the porno set.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we are disenfranchised because of our immaturity? Are we as a society making our own prisons where we are easy to control? Immaturity is a big problem, and yes, these are becoming very, very comfortable prisons now. Very, very comfortable, luxurious, ideological prisons. What lights up your day these days? Sunlight. I stroked a cat today. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, I got an image of that. I'll post that on my story.
Post it.
I'll post the one where you panned over, where I was looking at the black cat.
Yeah.
Squinting at each other.
Yeah. Pierre had a moment with a black cat from The Matrix. Well, check out Pierre's Instagram for that. I lots of things light up my... Going to the gym lights up my day. Dancing lights up my day. That's not an interesting question for me. Many things do. Let's turn it over to Pappy P. What lights up your day, Big P?
What is light anymore?
Yeah. That's what you get. Face hole. Why are there lemons in the corner of the screen? Somebody's asked.
P, is he really good in bed these days?
So, someone asked if you're good in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
These days. You ever see a fish out of water?
Is that how you do it?
But dead. But dead.
It's my new technique.
These days.
Just rotting. It's just a rotten fish.
No, I don't even move.
3-day dead fish. How would you rate that? How would you know if you're good in bed? Maybe it's good for somebody and for somebody else you're not. You never know, man. You never know. The dolphin dance style. All right. Should we start moving towards wrapping it up?
Let's wrap it up with a better question.
Okay. Nicole Lagrange says, Rich, when are you doing your masculinity course? I never said I'd do a masculinity course. I said I would consider it. There's a friend of mine called Mohammed in Dubai, and he's talking about doing a YouTube channel he's 29, for disenfranchised young men who don't know what they're doing with their lives. And he said, would you feature on it? And I was like, yeah, but I don't know how to teach masculinity. I'll try, but I don't know how. How would you teach someone to be more masculine?
Big muscle.
Big muscles?
Big muscle. Yes.
You got a bit Vietnamese there for a second.
Yes, give big muscle. Big muscle, big man. Ăn. Ăn cơm chiên. Cái gì?
Ah. Oh dear. Oh dear me.
I promise the next stream I will not be a decaying corpse.
Yeah, we're both a bit
I
ruined.
I
which is
do
why
not
we
feel
finish
good
it.
physically at the moment.
Or in the soul.
In
Or
the soul.
Nicola Grant says your street fighting channel really good for masculinity. That is toxic masculinity.
I think the more schmacks on your nip, the more masculine you are.
Fucking think that. That's what you got.
That's pretty masculine, dude.
I agree. Especially when I do it.
Yes. Nip schmack.
Alright. We're not going to get a better question, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh.
Look at the schmack on the nip. Look at the schmack on the nip. Look at the rip and the dip. Look at the ass on the hip. Look at the dip and the rip. Look at the nip and the nip. Look at the nip and the nip.
Rip it.
Rip it, rip it, rip. Look at the schmack. Look at the schmack. Look at the nip, schmack. Look at the schmack. Look at the nip. Look at the nip, schmack. Look at the ribbity rip. Lickety smack, lickety smack, lickety smack, bitch. But then though, goodbye, my friends. Until next time.